This is the body relaxer from CareKing, and it is one of the more interesting massage devices that I've taken a look at in a while on my channel. I love finding new devices like this that are unique and different. And so in today's video, I'm excited to take a look at what comes with this device. I'll talk about some of the specifications and features, such as the stall, the speed, the battery life. I'll show myself using it, and then I'll provide my overall thoughts at the end. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what this device actually is, because it is like nothing I've seen before. It sort of mimics a massage gun in a lot of ways, but it's also very different from a massage gun in a lot of ways. So because that's the closest thing that I know to compare it to, that's mostly what I'm going to be referring to when I'm talking about some of these specifications and features. But before I do all that, let's start by talking about what comes with this device out of the box. So it does come with its own carrying case. You see you've got the CareKing branding on it. It has a small handle and one zipper that runs all the way around it. I'd say this is about 12 inches long by about 5 inches tall. It is pretty compact. The whole device and everything that comes with it fits inside. The first thing you see is the device itself. It does come with one of the attachments on it already. So you see the attachment there on the top. The side of it here is this silicone casing that sort of has this ribbed feature for grip on it. You have the CareKing branding on the top. And then on the very end of it, you have a power switch, a mode switch, and then a dial for adjusting the speeds. Now I'm going to take the attachment head off here just because I want to show just a little bit about this device. So it doesn't really mimic a massage gun from the sense that it percusses, but it does mimic a massage gun in a sense of its speeds, its stall force, the attachment types. So what's unique about this is that this attachment head here rotates in a circle, but it also spins. And I hope you can see it here, but it is also slightly at an angle the way it's set on here. So I'd say it's probably about 1 to 2 degrees diagonal here. So it's not completely level. And so what happens is that this rotates, which is at an angle, and it spins all at the same time. So depending on what attachment head you have on it, you're gonna get a very different sensation. So the one that comes on it is sort of this flat buffer type attachment head, which they recommend for using massage oils, but it really is just a really large buffer. And the way it differs from a massage gun is that you have a much larger surface area with this than you do with a traditional massage gun. But it's also going to be much, much less aggressive than a massage gun. So they actually say that this is designed for people that want a massage gun, but they don't want something as aggressive. Now understand, you're going to get two very different benefits from these devices. So this is going to be more of like a warm-up type device. It's really just going to be a gentle, loose massage that you're going to get from it versus a traditional percussive massage gun that's going to get deep into the tissues. So just a couple differences there. So I talked about this one attachment. So you do also get 3 other attachments that come in the case. The first one is this one, which I'll consider to be sort of the roller. It's got these little nodules on it. They have an exfoliating one, which has some much smaller nodules and then some flatter pieces. And then they have what they consider to be the wave. So it's just got a couple different sections that when it's rotating, it's going to sort of mimic that percussive. All 3 of these are a hard plastic that is just exactly as it sounds, a hard plastic. And then this one is a little bit softer, but not really much. It just has a little bit more of a rubberized surface on it, but it is still quite firm. Then you do also get a charging cord. So it is a USB-A to USB-C charging cord. In order to charge the device, there's just a small little charging port on the side of it. So simply plug it in there. And that is it. Everything fits inside the case. You've got a spot for your attachment heads. You've got a little spot for the instruction manual. But that is everything that comes with the case. So now let's talk about some of the specifications. I mentioned earlier that this top piece is sort of at an angle. Because it is angled, it does give it the sort of mimic of that percussive feel. So the variance of what you're going to get from sort of a stroke length is going to be really dependent on what attachment that you put on it. So this is the least aggressive one as it's completely flat. So I'd say you're probably around 1 to 2 millimeters of stroke length here. But then if you go to the one with the bigger nodules on it, you're going to be closer to 5 to 6 millimeters in stroke length as it goes in between each of these nodules. So again, it is a very, very gentle sort of massage, more of like a buffer sensation than a true percussive. Now the stall force on this, I was not able to stall it at all. So when it is going at speed, you can't really get to the stop when it's rotating around. I will go ahead and show that here. In order to do that, I'll show you how you turn the device on. So you just long press this button here, it will automatically turn on. That blue circle is an indicator of the battery life as well as the mode that it's in. So we'll touch base on that in a little bit here. But you see, it is just rotating. So I can put it on my hand and it's really just rotating in a really quick circle here. But you can see on my hands how that's shaking there. You can hear it with my bracelet here as the beads are vibrating. But if I wanted to try to stall this, I mean, I'm pretty much pushing as hard as I can, but because it continues to rotate, I can't get it to stop and stall like a traditional massage gun. Now, in order to adjust the speeds, it is just a dial here. So you can just rotate the dial in either direction to speed it up or speed it down. It does have a variety of speeds ranging from 2,500 rotations per minute all the way up to 3,300 rotations per minute. So this is on its lowest speed. If I want to crank it up, you just rotate it here clockwise and it'll rotate up to that. So sort of like unlimited speed settings, you can go pretty much every single setting in between there, but it does max out at that 3,300 percussions per minute. So you can see just if I want to move it around my body, you do see that it is able to sort of mimic some of that percussiveness. You see my muscles and tissues there, my skin moving around, but it is a very, very gentle, just sort of more of like a vibrational massager or like a buffer, like I mentioned earlier. So in order to turn it off, you do just long press that same button again. Now, I mentioned the 4 different attachment heads that it comes with. In order to change the attachments, you just simply pull it off and then place the next attachment on. So I want to make sure it's pressed on all the way. You'll get a little click there. I'm just going to turn this one on just to see if you can see that rotation just a little bit better. And I think you can probably see that better just with the little nodules on it, but it's a completely different sensation here than with this one compared to what I got with that flat one. So just really, really different sensation, but a little more aggressive than the complete flat one. Now it does have 5 built-in modes. So I mentioned that blue circle there earlier. That's just manual mode. That means that you can manually change the speeds. But if you quick press this button, it'll cycle through a few different modes that you don't actually have to adjust the speed, and you won't be able to adjust the speed when it's in these modes. So this is the wake up mode. It's just gonna change the variance of speeds and how long it's going at each different speed. You also have the soothe mode. Again, a little bit slower, more gentle, but that mode completely controls the speeds. You have the tap mode, which is just gonna basically turn on and then turn off. Turn on, turn off. So it's just exactly like you would think, tap, so that's the orange one. And then we have the powerful one, which is just gonna basically be the highest speed constantly. And again, hit it one more time and you go back to manual mode, and then you're able to adjust the speed and turn it off by pressing that button. The battery on this does take 2.5 hours to charge. It does have a 1 hour and 40-minute battery life. The battery is not removable at all. This is not a Bluetooth compatible device, so there's no app or anything that you control it with. The price of this is $60. No warranty information comes with it, but my guess is that it's probably a year, but I did buy this off of Amazon, so you do also have the opportunity of potentially returning it to Amazon if something goes wrong with it in the first 30 days if you have Amazon Prime. But in terms of other things about it, so it does have a 15-minute auto shut off. It is also available in 3 different colors. So they have gray, black, and green. I obviously have the black one here. And then just overall, my thoughts on this device is that it is definitely something that is for the people that think massage guns are too aggressive. I can see how this would be more beneficial specifically for the flat attachment on it. With this one, if you are trying to put like massage oils, creams, anything like that, and really just buff your body a little bit more, this was actually the attachment head that I like the most when I'm using it. But again, it is a very, very gentle massage, and one that if you're someone that thinks you would prefer more of a vibrational massage, or you've tried a massage gun and it's felt too aggressive for you, this is definitely a device I would consider. For me, I've mentioned this on almost every massage gun review video. It's not really aggressive enough for what I would typically like, but I can certainly see how it would be perfect for a lot of different people. In terms of the size of it, it is a little bit big and awkward to hold. So if it was just a little more narrow, like more of like a flashlight, I think that would be better. The big handle does maybe make it a little bit difficult if you have smaller hands. You can certainly hold it higher up, but for me, there's not really an issue with it. I do like that it comes with the case simply because you've got the different attachment heads, although I don't think the case is entirely necessary, but with those different attachments, obviously you want to be able to keep everything in one place. I do wish it came with a block with the cord so you didn't have to rely just on the cord itself, but I do think that the controls are easy enough, especially if you're going to be using it like this. You can adjust them easily. Overall, I don't really have much to compare this to because it is so unique. But if you guys have questions about it, let me know. Drop them in the comments. As always, I will do my best to answer those. If you found this video at all helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, that is the body relaxer. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery.